Hello, 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 hello. Is anyone out there? Oh, I see two people. All right, all right. Welcome to our webinar. I'm really excited. It's going to be an interactive session. So if you are here, hi, Marlisa. All right, hello. How you doing? Thanks for joining. So I'm going to share my screen here so that we just get to the business of the day. Okay, 1 second. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. Just trying to get some things set up. Sorry. Oops. So I'm going to start by introducing myself. Everyone, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Um, let's go back to slide 1. My name is Daboju Oboru, and I am the owner of NHCG Trichology. I'm a certified trichologist. I've been doing this for about since 2017. I got the certification, and I started NHCG Trichology 2 years ago. Prior to that, I was doing, I had a regular salon back home where I'm from, Nigeria, and I did start a bit of trichology there too, but my focus was still on regular hairstyling until about 2 years ago when I decided my main focus will be trichology. So I am a little background about me. I am a Nigerian, and I'm also a lawyer by profession. Okay, so I went to law school. I went to the bar, Nigerian bar. I've done bar exams, and I am a legal practitioner. So why did I veer into hair? I veered into hair when I was dealing with my own hair issues. Thank you guys so much for joining. Welcome in, welcome in. So just a quick background. So I had my own hair issues, started a hair blog, overcame my hair issues. Everybody wanted to know, oh my God, what did you do? What did you do? And a lot of people had this conception, I'm sure you've heard of it, that, black hair doesn't grow long, Nigerian hair can't grow, Nigerian hair can't grow. So that's when I decided to start my blog, Nigerian Hair Can Grow. Veered into becoming a trichologist because I was so curious to know what is it about the science behind hair care. What causes our hair to grow, what causes our hair not to grow, what causes all these alopecia, hair loss issues, and all sorts of scalp issues that we see prevalent today. And so that's where trichology came. So today's session is literally about talking about trichology as a career path. If you're trying to switch careers, this is a very rewarding career. And I'm going to, put everything out there for you guys to see that this is a very rewarding career to switch to. And if it's something that you've been considering or something you never heard about, just came across, and you want to know more about it, this is the webinar for you. So we're going to move to the next slide. The next slide says, what is trichology? So trichology is the study of the hair and scalp. The term is derived from an ancient Greek word called trichos, and it means hair, and the suffix ology means study of. The main focus for trichology is the science of the structure, function, and diseases of the human hair. There's clinical trichology, which focuses on the diagnosis and treatment of diseases and disorders of human hair and scalp. Okay, so that's trichology in a nutshell. So when it comes to trichology, we're talking about the hair as an organ, as a specimen, and we're not just looking at it from a cosmetic aspect, but we're looking at the holistic, all-round vision of what healthy hair should look like, the structure, the function, and how these diseases come to be. All right. So I thought it was important to do this to differentiate between trichology and cosmetology. So with cosmetology is the study, application of beauty treatments, including skincare, cosmetics, hairstyling, manicures, pedicures, cosmetic procedures. Okay, so I underlined application so you see that with cosmetology we're talking about application of beauty treatments. Most of the things that happen with cosmetology are topical, and we're looking at things from a very cosmetic angle. So with trichology, it's more about spending time evaluating, analyzing a client's hair, ensuring to take into account different factors like lifestyle, diet, well-being, and different signs and symptoms that are present and that can affect the hair. So it's looking at hair care from a more holistic aspect than with cosmetology. So I thought that was important to note. So we're going to have a very interactive session today. So I'd like to know who's in the house. I know it's about 5 people watching right now, but I'm sure more people will be watching. But are you a cosmetologist? Are you in trichology school? Are you trying to get a certification? Are you in beauty school? What are you doing currently and presently in your situation right now? That as you watch, just leave it in the comments what exactly is going on with you while you're on this webinar. I really love to know. I want to know more about you. Marlisa, I'd love to know what you're up to, why you're excited to be on this webinar. Promise Doll, I'd love to know what's going on with you, why you are on this webinar. Let's make this an interactive, fun session, okay? Not just me talking throughout. So Promise Doll says, I'm not in the hair industry at all, but I'm interested. Okay, that's good. So interest is always the beginning or the starting point of any form of a career, right? With me, I was interested in trying to grow my own hair, and then it became interested in wondering why other people were dealing with what they were dealing with, even why I was dealing with what I was dealing with my hair, with my scalp. And when that interest keeps growing and growing, and that's how you find yourself doing something that you never know if God called you out to do. So interest is a great way to start. Is there any other person here letting me know why you're on this webinar today? Diva Buddy says, I'm trying to get a trichology certification. I currently formulate hair products, but I've realized some clients need more than products, especially with hair loss. That is an amazing comment. So a lot of people just want to slap on a hair product to solve all their hair issues without knowing this holistic angle of things that I just shared with you, without taking into consideration lifestyle, diet, well-being, without taking into consideration signs, symptoms that they might have had like 10, 15 years ago that they ignored because, they were just slapping on products, slapping on Blue Magic, slapping on shampoo, creams, those things, growth oils, those things have a place in hair care. But to be honest, if you don't address the holistic, if you don't look at things from the wider angle of things, lifestyle, if you're smoking and your hair is falling out and you're blaming your hairstylist that pulled your hair, it could be you're smoking, it could be, that you're having issues internally. So you have thyroid issues, or you're low in iron and you're blaming a hair product for your hair falling out. It could be something deeper than that. So that's where we're coming, and that's why I love trichology. Okay, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Marlisa says, I'm currently a cosmetologist. I'm taking trichology courses, only a few weeks in, but would love to see if this is really for me. Okay, so that is awesome. So I'm going to move to my next slide because that is just what is just going in what I'm about to say now. So do you have to be a cosmetologist to be a trichologist? The answer is no. But when you combine those two, cosmetology and trichology, you have a powerhouse. You become a powerhouse, which is what I kind of mostly I'm doing at NHCD Trichology right now. If you come into NHCD Trichology, you can get a beautiful hairstyle done, but best believe your scalp will not be ignored. If you have something growing on there, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm just here for, a wash and a braid down or something. I'm going to be addressing what's going on that scalp of yours. So that's great. Anthro Natural says, I'm currently a consultant hair coach, especially for children's hair care, and I'm interested in securing a career in trichology. Amazing. Catch them when they're young, right? When they're babies, when they're children. This is an amazing field to go into because then you're able to know from, like, you can even track a client's history and be with them from when they're babies to when they're adults, and be guiding them along with their hair care. So that's awesome. Trichology is great for that. So my slide says the trichology is the bridge between cosmetology and dermatology. Okay, so with a trichologist, you're kind of a liaison between your dermatologist. A lot of my clients, I have dermatologists on my speed dial that I send them to, and dermatologists also work with me because we're working as a team to find out, especially when something abrupt like a hair loss or some scalp issues like seborrheic dermatitis. Those things need a kind of combined team effort between a trichologist and a dermatologist. So we're working together as a team, and usually trichology will be that bridge. Okay, it's the bridge between the styling aspect of things, the application cosmetic aspect, and the treatment aspects. So a trichologist can also be a cosmetologist. It's not compulsory to do that, but it is the most comprehensive way to give your client a full experience. Why do I say this? You could be a trichologist, right? And I mean, you could be a cosmetologist, or let me say, yeah, you could be a trichologist. You give your clients all this information, they come for a consultation, and then you say, do this shampoo like this, condition like this, comb like this, and you send them on their way. And they go on their way to their regular hairstylist that has no idea about trichology, no idea or care about hair, and just wants to style their hair. Next thing you know, she's combing, she's using heat on the highest level, she's doing everything, doable. And it's like the client comes back to you a month after, it's like, it didn't work. I'm like, no, 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 no. Where did you go? What did you do? Who handled your hair? So it's really about, a combined effort. So that's why if you're a cosmetologist and a trichologist at the same time, it's just a perfect marriage so that your clients are under your care, they're under your direction, and you're able to really be in charge of what's going on with them. And you see better results, faster results. You gain more credibility that way. So thank you guys so much for responding to my question. Let's keep this interactive. So we're moving to the next slide. So this is where it gets very interesting, okay? This is where it gets interesting. We're talking about what you need to become a trichologist. I broke it down into 6 main assets because with these 6 main assets, I feel like my practice has been transformed in terms of how I envisioned what I wanted to do with my trichology certification. There was no blueprint. If you're in trichology, if you're trying to get a certification, there is no blueprint. There's a blueprint as to how to get the certification. There's a blueprint as to how to, say you're a trichologist, right? There's no blueprint as to how to put it in action and how to succeed as a career. There's no blueprint as to how to make money and to stay sustainable in that career or in the career of trichology. And that is how I was able to, really sit back and think, what are the things that have made me successful to this point, And these 6 main assets were the things. So I don't know if anybody can guess which assets, or guess any of the assets that might be on this list, because we're going to go through all 6 of them. Is there anybody out there who is watching who can guess which of the assets I'm going to be addressing? Drop it in the comments. This is my first webinar, guys, so please don't let me run away. I'd love to keep doing these, but it has to be interactive and has to be, fun. So if you can guess what assets I'm talking about, it could be a word, it could be a phrase, like maybe, now I'm not going to give you any guesses. Just take a wild guess of which assets might be on the list of my 6 main assets to succeed as a trichologist. I'm going to give this like 1 more minute and then we're going to move on. Perseverance. I love that. Perseverance. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Personable. That's beautiful. I love that. That makes sense. We're going with the P's. Please give me another one. Certification. Well, that's not really an asset. Well, it's kind of an asset, but yeah, well, okay. Good guess. Good guess. Who's going to give me another P, I guess, since we're doing P's? So I've seen perseverance, personable, certification. One last guess. before I move to the next slide, I'm also a cosmetologist. Yes, ma'am. I'm a cosmetologist and a trichologist. Yes, ma'am. So I'm just going to move on to the next slide. Yeah, I got what you were saying. Cosmetologist. Yes, I am. Welcome to my webinar. Welcome to my webinar. I really appreciate you guys joining me. It's going to be a nice few, maybe an hour. So let's keep going. So the first asset is attention to detail. So let me see. Was there anything close to that? Personable was close to that. So when I say attention to detail, I broke it down into three different aspects: personality, ethics, and environment. Okay. So with personality, tool and knowledge. Yes, Melissa. Thank you so much. So personality is close to personable. You must be very welcoming, warm, and non-judgmental. If you're the type of person that cannot keep opinions to yourself, like it's written all over your face, like somebody comes into your practice and they have like scales and hair is smelly and dirty, and you're like, you might not be, this might not be the practice for you. This might not be for you. Trichology might not be the career for you, because you have to be non-judgmental. You have to be very welcoming. You have to be very warm. Then another thing is you have to be a great listener. I underline great listener, because with trichology, you're listening. It's almost like you're a therapist. You're listening to somebody sharing what's going on with their hair, what's going on with their life. You know, it's deeper than, oh, just come sit down and I wash your hair and you go. So you have to be able to have those listening ears to really, really give them of yourself, give them the attention that they need, and also be in charge of the conversation at all times. What do I mean by that? You give them leading relevant questions. So if somebody, like a lot of people like to rant, you guys know, a lot of people like to have a good conversation. So it could be like, oh yeah, my hair started falling out. I had a boyfriend that, he was just so mean. And then one day I came and he was, in my car, and it's like going on about this boyfriend. I'm here to talk about your hair. Okay. So you have to be in charge of, in that moment, just be like, oh, okay, so what did you do next with your hair? Bring it back to hair, okay? Because if you let her go on about this boyfriend and how nasty and mean he was, you've lost the plot and probably will not get all the information you need about her hair. So you have to be a great listener, and you have to be great with leading questions. So if they say, my hair was dirty, blah, 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 the next thing should be, oh, so what shampoo did you use? If they say, I use this shampoo, blah, 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 you say, how often do you shampoo? So that's the type of thing that you need to be able to do, and you develop those skills over time. Next thing is ethics. So with ethics is, most of your clients that are coming to you, they're very vulnerable. So you need to be able to show them that respect, seek their permission before you do anything. Make them comfortable to share, right? So if you're trying to go on your Instagram, your stories, your email, or whatever it is, and you're sharing about them, let them feel comfortable for you to share. Take that permission from them before you share their pictures, or make sure they're blurred out, or however it is that makes them comfortable. Please make them comfortable. Make them feel free to give you a hug. I've wiped tears. I've hugged people till they said, okay, it's okay. One lady, she couldn't put her hair in a ponytail for months, years. And so finally, after being with me for a couple of maybe like 6 months or so, she was able to put her hair in a ponytail, and she just broke down. I didn't even know that's why she was crying. So I'm there combing, brushing, trying to put her hair in a ponytail. She just starts crying. I froze. I'm like, what happened? What happened? What happened? She said, I haven't seen my hair in a ponytail in months and years. I'm so happy. I was like, wow. Of course, I gave her that hug that she needed, and that really made her really warm. And that's the type of thing you want to be able to offer your clients. Environment is also very important. Create an ambiance that is very private. I used to be in a regular salon until I realized, My clients were not comfortable coming to sit down and people seeing their, thin hair or their hair falling out or their dandruff and all of that. So I had to decide. I decided I was going to go to a private suite, and that's where I'm at today. And I believe that that privacy is really, really a plus side for people coming to my practice. So we're going to move to the next skill and next asset, which is skill. This asset is so important, right? Because if you don't have the skill to go about your work, then how do you nurture those relationships? Beyond certification, they give you a certificate, you have a paper in your hand. If you're not able to produce results, you will not keep the clientele. You will not get the clientele, you will not keep the clientele. All right. So clients want to see that they are dealing with a skilled professional who is confident about their expertise. How do you get confident? You get confident with the right knowledge, with the right tools, and with the right visuals. So on my wall in my practice, I have the anatomy of hair. I use that poster like maybe every single consultation because I want to make them visualize what's going on. They're seeing their hair in the mirror. They're not seeing the network of blood vessels. They're not seeing the hair roots. They're not seeing anything going on underneath the scalp, right? But you have that visual of the anatomy of hair. You can point to the erectile pili muscle, you can point to the hair root, you can point to the blood vessels, all sorts of things you can point to make them really know that you know what you're talking about. And you have to be confident, okay? So how does that confidence come? That confidence comes by you pouring yourself into trichology. It's beyond the certification. You have to go out there and get knowledge about different things you want to do. We're going to talk about that more later on. But tools, visuals, and knowledge. That's the three things you need to become a successful trichologist that has skill, right? Now, these clients, they're not coming for a generalized, offering. Like, we're not in a market here where you just, pick a shoe, pick a bag, and just go. No, no, no. They're coming for a personalized treatment, one on one, where they feel like you're caring for them on a personalized level and you're focusing on their own personal issues. And that is the type of skill that will get you more clientele. So we're moving to the next asset. The next asset is business model. Business model. On a business model, I was able to break it down into 4 different aspects. If you don't have a structured business model and you want to be a trichologist, it's going to be very, very difficult for you. It's going to be difficult because next thing you know, you might just start doing just the regular schmegular hair care type things because you don't have a structure for which you are able to allow your clients see the vision of what you see their hair to be. Because basically what you're doing is you're painting a vision of where you see their hair in 6 months, in a year. And if they don't believe in that vision with you, then they probably won't come back. So the first thing is consultation, right? Most times consultation, you charge for consultation as a trichologist. Except you're being benevolent, I don't know why you shouldn't be charging for consultation. Consultation is really the bulk of it. It shows commitment. If I'm coming for a free consultation, I don't see myself committing as much as if you made me pay $120, which is now my baseline for consultations at my trichology practice, because I have invested. Anybody that has paid that kind of money is already invested in the practice. And in a month, in a week, I can see close to 6, 10 sometimes consultations. Because what I did was, which is something that you should consider, I did virtual consultations, which is half the price, and that's $60. And then I did on-site consultations. With the virtual, of course, it's not going to be as hands-on as with the on-site consultation where I use a trichoscope. But that allows me to see even more people. It's not everybody that needs to be in your chair to, get to get answers to their issues. Some of them just really need to be pointed in the right direction, and that's where virtual consultation can come in. But consultation is a must. It's an extensive two-way communication. I added the two-way because you're communicating, but you're also receiving feedback, and it requires a detailed consultation form. So I don't do consultations and just scribble something down on the paper. I have a form that has different leading questions and different areas. As we said earlier in our earlier slide, trichology is a holistic way to look at hair care. So it's lifestyle, it's diet, it's well-being, all of that. So your consultation form should have all that information on it. Next is onboarding. This step is so crucial because a lot of people will come consult with you and vanish. Like they don't know what next because you told them they have alopecia, right? Well, what else did you tell them? You just told them, yeah, they have alopecia. No, you need to onboard them into your own practice. So this step is crucial in retaining clients, and it needs to be simple and straightforward. My onboarding process is very simple, very straightforward. It's as good as an email with the steps. I even tell you when next you need to come, and I even tell you what next you're coming for. And most times, my first time clients after a consultation are coming in for a scalp detox. Okay, so onboarding is super important if you want to keep that clientele. And then you want to go into therapy. Therapy is where you now structure your services into therapies. We're therapists, guys, okay? I'm a therapist. We're therapists because we're not offering 1 + 1 is 2, okay? Therapy is something you do over time, multiple times, consistently, that produces results, okay? If you're telling a client that after visiting me one time, all your issues will be gone, you're lying. So you create your services as therapies where they need to keep coming, of course, and that coming sustains your business, but also sustains their own hair. Okay, it's a two-way thing. So the therapies have to be structured. I call mine the war on hair loss therapies. You could call yours whatever you want to call yours. But I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Please let me know in the comments if this is flowing, if you're liking this, if I need to slow down, if you have any, there'll be time for questions, but if you have any comments so far, let me know in the comments, please. But I'll keep going. So therapy is really, thank you so much. Thank you, Diva. Therapy is really where you're able to now name your services, okay? So as I said scalp detox. Scalp detox is one of my services. We have micro needling, we have laser therapy, we have cryotherapy, and all of these things are things that I didn't specifically learn when I was getting my certification. They were mentioned during one of the chapters, but absolutely not something that they really extensively showed us. I had to go learn them. I had to even pay to get the knowledge for some of these services. So you need to get your therapies. Now, after you get your therapy, you need to focus on the follow through. Okay. As I said, a lot of clients will start something and fall off. Is that not human nature? That's human nature. But we need to be able to kind of hold their hand through. Like on Sundays, most of my Sundays I spend sending text messages. This is something that you want to relate to your clients on that personal level. I'm like, oh, hi, how are you doing? Happy Sunday. So, how about that regimen? How's it going? Did you deep condition like I said? Have you booked the protein treatment like I said? Your ends, don't you think they need a trim? You need to follow through, follow through, follow through, follow through. It's not every client that you follow through for, to be honest. You will get from the vibe of the clients, because some people don't want to be bugged. So don't come off as someone who's needy and, oh, please, please remember me, remember me. No, you're busy, girl. Listen, you're busy, but you need to follow through with some of those clients that are dedicated. They really want your help, and they're really trusting you for this process. So business model, consultation, onboarding, therapy, and follow through, super important. So let's move to the next slide. Let me see here. There's need steps required, steps to be structured. Okay, good. So the fourth asset we have is called record keeping. Okay, so record keeping is the way you build credibility. If you go on my page right now on Instagram, you will see before after pictures. You know, I'm not telling you these pictures are huge, massive. Some of them are massive contrasts, but I like to show the journey. I think that's the way to be authentic, especially if you want to be credible and authentic. Never ever dabble in trying to doctor your pictures or make anything look so spectacularly different. There's some ads you see on maybe Shade Room and you're just like, mm, is that, the same person? I don't do any of that crap. You need to be authentic, build credibility. And how do you do this? You do this by taking pictures. Some of the pictures have not even made, some of the pictures I've taken don't even make it to Instagram most of the time. It's between me and the client. She's seeing her progress. I don't need to tell her about her progress. She's seeing how her hair, she knows how her hair is feeling now. It's feeling maybe thicker. It's not as itchy. It's not as irritable. It's not as inflamed. She's already telling herself, wow, this is working. Then I send her a picture. Hey, happy Sunday. By the way, this is you in the latest time you came to my salon or my practice. This is how your hair is looking now. She's like, oh my God. So you have to take pictures. You have to do videos, measurements. If you know my page, you've seen my yellow tape. I have a yellow measuring tape. And that helps me with measuring, how much thinning is going on, length of hair, receding hairline, how much is receding, all of that measurement. So that 6 months down the line, you take the same measurements, you see 1 inch less. The client gets excited. The client is telling all her family members, oh my God, can you imagine sending them the pictures? It's happened too many times with me. So you need to do that. You need to give them analogies. For instance, I compare hair shedding on wash day to hair balls. I say golf size ball, tennis size ball, basketball. Nobody gets to basketball, but you need to have something they need to compare to. I started doing coins. I said dime size hair loss, quarter size hair loss. You just need to be able to give them examples, okay? And that is a way to build credibility. Creating a record keeping system, that's supposed to be that you can share with your clients and the public is crucial and is beneficial to build your career. Your career won't be built if you don't have testimonials. The fifth one is marketing. Okay, marketing is huge. It's huge because you could be the best at what you do, the best. But if you're under a rock and nobody knows that you're the best, you will just stay there under the rock. Nobody knows you're the best. Okay? So marketing is not, oh, come and buy. Now, we're not doing that. We're doing these 3 things. Traditional word of mouth is the best way to get your career going because, of course, once a client is happy, she tells her friends, she tells her family. Do you know how many clients I've gotten from my clients? I've gotten clients from my clients, sisters, aunties, friends, because whatever is going on with that client, they see it. They're like, oh my God, your hair used to be so bad. Look at how good it is, how shiny it is, how full it is, how, this it is. And they say, please, I need to schedule an appointment. That's the way. Marketing is the hard part for you, Diva. So marketing becomes hard when you've not fully gotten a vision. And that's really why I'm doing this, because if you have a vision of what you're trying to achieve, who your niche is, we're going to talk about that as we go on. This is good stuff. Yay! Thank you. As we go on, then we will definitely talk about how to create that niche. But trust me, marketing, if you know what you're marketing, it's all about knowing that confidence. I know what I'm doing. So you need me, sweetheart. So that is marketing. If you come from a point of, I need money, I need your help, then that's when you get it wrong with marketing. We're giving you access. Is where the work is. Yes, it's where the work is. It really is where the work is, because social media is the next tool. So traditional word of mouth, all you need to do is be skilled, okay? You need to be skilled, you need to produce results. People will talk about your work. But that can only go so far, okay? Now we go to social media, where that's the beast. That's the beast. So using social media tools and platforms will go a long way with your practice. But I found that just knowing your relevant hashtags. For me, a lot of people say they are finding me from Houston hair loss. They're using that hashtag, and that's how they're finding me. Or they're finding me through Trichologist in Houston. Find the right hashtag for you in your own area, and that can really, really go a long way without even paid advertising. I have not done one paid advertising for NUT Trichology. Now, for my Hair Lemonade page, whew, I did paid advertising. I paid for that advertising. The orders were coming in, but I paid. So it's like, it's not as delicious as when you're not paying, you're just using a hashtag and people are finding you. And so when it comes to selling, you see, because with Hair Lemonade, which is my other brand, if you don't know, it's my clean beauty brand where I sell all natural lemon extract products. So with that brand, I'm selling. Okay, I'm not trying to educate you too much on anything, really. I'm not trying to treat you. There's no personalized care there. So I need to sell. So with that one, you can pay. But when you're dealing with something like a trichology practice, where anybody coming into your door is a one-on-one type relationship, then you want to really be careful with just paying for advertising, because you want to reach them on that level of, we're not just trying to get your money, we're trying to build a relationship. Collaborations are awesome. Collaborations are awesome. Okay. I collaborated with Discovery Naturals on YouTube, and it was just one of those off the handle type. Oh, you're in town. Oh, I definitely need to bring my girls. And she came with her girls. I did their hair, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, that video has brought me maybe 50% of my clientele, especially when I started in 2021. 2020, that video, oh my god, people were, I was on YouTube, I watched Discovery Natural, blah blah blah, and they just were coming, they loved it. Of course, if it was a crappy video and I gave a crappy service, they will never come. But collaborating with the right people can really, really, really boost awareness for your practice. So if you need to do any screenshots, well, anyways, I think this is going to be up on YouTube, so you can always refer to this video. So word of mouth, social media, collaboration, must for marketing. Who has any questions on marketing? We have a question and answer session, but if you have any quick question, I could, because I see all of you saying that's where the work is, that's the hard part. To be honest, a lot of people don't want to put themselves out there when it comes to their business. But in 2022, sweetheart, I'm not saying you have to. If you go on my page, you probably might try to find who I am, but I'm not out there like, hey, 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 hey. No, I'm out there when I need to be, right? So you don't have to be out there all the time, but you definitely have to be on it. You can't just post one day, then 5 weeks later you come, hi Instagram. Nobody's going to see that post. So I know what Instagram has done, social media has done for my business, and I definitely implore you to be on there, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I'm trying to be on TikTok. It's just a bit too much for me. Okay, so we're moving to the next slide. Number 6, asset. The sixth asset for your career, if you really want to thrive, if you want to be successful in trichology, is continued education. If you want to stay up to date with the advancements in the industry, by keeping abreast with the different organizations and associations in trichology field, that include International Association of Trichology, World Trichology Society, US Trichology Institute. These are just a few institutes that are really focused on trichology that I try to keep in touch with. They have conventions, they have annual conventions, they have events, they post, they do different things that can really help you know what's happening there. One thing I really know that really has helped me is also I follow a lot of dermatologists. Okay. I might not be a dermatologist. I might not have not gone to beauty school, to medical school, but I want to be abreast with what's happening in that aspect of hair care, right? The other day, a client came to my place and she's like, oh, she's dealing with a lot of information, and her dermatologist told her to go and get a CPR test or CRP test. So, I don't want to act like, what's a CRP test? I'm like, oh, a CRP test. Okay. I take a note down. CRP test, Google CRP test. Once she goes, I Google CRP test. I know something about protein and, checking information by checking your protein levels or whatever. And I immediately educate myself on that and take a mental note. So I'm on my stories and I'm like, oh, by the way, my client is going to go and get a CRP test. My sister, who is a medical doctor doing her residency, replies me. She's like, how do you know about a CRP test? Are you a doctor? Like, you're talking like a doctor. And I have the biggest laugh because that's exactly how I go about my own trichology practice. I'm not trying to be a doctor, but I'm trying to get all the information that I need so that when I'm speaking with authority. So that when people are telling me about their own conditions, I'm not clueless. Okay. So continuing education is huge. You can get it, as I said, from organizations, but you can also focus on, following, keeping tabs with dermatologists and just staying within the sphere of trichology and seeing how can, you can also grow in your practice. So we're just going to go over the 6 assets quickly, the checklist. They are attention to detail. Okay, you need that attention to detail, skill, business model, record keeping, marketing, and continued education. Before we proceed, we have a few more slides to go. I want to know in the comments, what is your strongest skill? What is your strongest asset? And what is your weakest asset? So write strongest asset, weakest asset. Just let me know. And then I'll quickly go over it with you and just see, if there's a way I can help. So in the comments, write what is your strongest asset and what is your weakest asset. Let's make this interactive. We're halfway there. Okay. So it's 20 slides and we're on slide 12. So we're just over halfway there. So what is your most powerful asset? So I'm going to speak for myself. So my most powerful asset has to be skill. My most powerful asset is skill. I'm just so passionate about this field that you can wake me up 2 a.m. and be like, Dabs, I need you to look at my hair. And I will be there. Okay. So my I think my most powerful or the asset that I have the most is skill. Still working on it, not that I'm perfect. So skill and maybe marketing. I do pretty well with marketing because I've been on Instagram for years just as a personal brand and with my blog. And so marketing is also there. My weakest aspect, it might be business model. I'm not even saying I'm that weak on business model, but it took a while. It's just even in this year, I'm just like, wow, okay, I've gotten a hold of what my business model is, the follow through, the It used to be consultation and then I won't see them again sometimes, until I was like, wait. I didn't spend all that time to tell you do this, and you just disappear on me. So I had to think, what am I doing that is making them just disappear into thin air? And that is how I built my business model. So Diva says my strongest asset is continued education. Okay, so you love to learn. You are always out there, really getting all the information you need. And your weakest asset is marketing. It's really tiring. Marketing is tiring. And I found that if you are not good at something, you can just hire out. If it means you getting a social media manager, I have a friend that has a manager. She just vets the posts before they go live. You could do that because if you are not marketing in this day and age, you're seeing the world we're in. You have to do marketing. It just has to be part of your package if you want to be successful. Okay, if you want to be successful, so your strongest asset is continued education. That is great because the world is evolving. You know, years ago we never knew how did the laser light therapy become for hair care. Somebody used laser light therapy in the moon to grow some plants, and they realized that red light therapy grows plants even when it's dark. It heals it causes cells to regenerate, and that is how they started using red light therapy for inflammation and for anything that has to do with kind of cell distortion or anything like that. So that is how it now veered into making these gadgets to heal inflammation on the scalp and really calm things down. So how did I know this? I had to do my research. So Athron Natural says skill, paying attention to detail. I think that's your biggest asset, and your weakness is marketing. So everybody's weakness is marketing, but it's so crucial that I'm sure I've expressed how crucial it is that you know that we can't do without marketing in 2022. Moving on to the next slide. So here I'm just going to share with you guys how I can help. When I say I mean NHCD Trichology, can help you. Now, I divided it into two sections. For those who are not certified, if you don't have a certification, you're still considering trichology, just like I think one of you would like that. I think it's Promise Doll. So you say I'm not in the hair industry at all, but I'm interested. So somebody like you interested in this type of career path, one of the most rewarding career paths when it comes to any form of beauty is trichology. If you're interested in this career path, then this is how I can help you. Counseling. Like to counsel or help you counsel you for the best and most suitable program to enroll in. There's so many programs out there, so many people, doing different things, but I've extensively considered and looked through all the different programs, and you can definitely find one that is within your budget, or they always have like payment plans and stuff like that. Well, counseling for the most suitable program is something that I can help you with. I can help you with chapter by chapter tutorial sessions via video call during your certification process. Let me tell you how I read for my certification. Like, I wasn't, especially at the beginning, which is a lot of science-based things. I'm a lawyer, so I wasn't really understanding half of the things they were saying. I was just like, oh my God, this is too much. So it's now that I've been in practice that I now have oh, this is how, the structure of the hair, the erectile pillar, the different blood vessels, and how all these things affect the hair. It's now really making sense to me. Before, I was just trying to get my exams done. I was just trying to get certified and move on. So if you need that chapter by chapter tutorial on your certification process, then that's something I can help you with. Access to mock examination and practice questions, that's something that I can help you with. This will ensure that you have success at the certification exam. If you want, one-on-one type question and answer, that will be very, very helpful. Help with practical and clinical placements. I'm actually in talks with an association so that I can offer the clinical aspect of the training, and also have you placed in places that are convenient, because with some of the certification you have to go like to New York, LA, wherever they are. And it's not practical for everybody that is trying to get certified. So if you could, if I can get some kind of partnership to where I'm able to offer that clinical aspect of it, then that's something I'm working on for people who are not yet certified. Now, for you who are certified, this is how I can help you. Okay, for you who are certified, this is how I can help you. One-on-one coaching sessions. This is navigating through the setup process. It can be very exhausting. It can be very confusing. But I, as someone who has had the experience, I can, with my experience, I help you set up with these six aspects that I just shared. The six assets that you need. I can help you so that you avoid the mistakes that I've made and avoid wasting money. Okay. So basically what I have on my website now, let me just pull that up really quickly. I don't know if that will show. I'm going to pull that up really quickly. I have a tab on my website called coaching, and this is what you're going to see. 1 second, just give me. Yeah, so with the tab, let me pull that up real quickly so you can see what I'm talking about. Um, Let me see. Share screen. Okay, so with the tab, you will see I have a coaching session. I don't know if you see that. Let me know if you see that. Okay, I don't know if you guys see that. Do you see that? Oh, share screen. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm trying to share. Now, do you see? So with the coaching session, you're able to set up a coaching call with me for any of the six assets that we spoke about. Okay, whether it be you want a coaching session for attention to detail, for skill, for business model, for record keeping, for marketing, for continued education, you can set up a coaching call with me, and it's a 30-minute call. And basically we're just going to go over actionable plans. I'm very practical with whatever I do. So I like to make people accountable. Okay, so we're going to go over plans that you can take to really, really scale your business, um, forward. So that's what the one-on-one coaching session looks like. Then the second one is the vendor list. So a lot of people, not a lot of people, I've been a victim of just going on Amazon. My first hooded dryer was on Amazon. That thing lasted 3 weeks, and then started to loosen up on me. It was embarrassing. The hood fell out, and I was just like, oh my God. Oh no, it was not 2 3 weeks because I could have returned it. I think it was over a month, and I was like, I can't return things. So I was stuck with something that was just a mess. So you need to know where to get your gadgets. Not every gadget is worth the price. There's different people selling all sorts of things, and not every vendor has quality equipment. Now, the equipment that I have, I've had them since I started. 2 years going on, looking good, working strong. My trichoscope works excellently. My, exfoliator, my laser light therapy, my cryotherapy, all of those things are gadgets that I took my time to really research on how to get them from China and the right vendors to use. So you can have access to my vendors list, and that is also under my coaching. That is here. A complete vendors list is available on my website. You can see that as well. If you come under coaching, you will see the complete vendors list, and you will have access to that as well. Also, let's go back to our slide right there. You can have access to turnkey affiliate program. This is the one I'm most excited about. Okay, how about mini, or they're not even mini, other NHCD trichologies in South Africa? I'm really hoping my South African friend is watching, because she's a trichologist. She got certified recently, and she was asking me about setting up, and I was like, just watch my webinar. So with the Trichology turnkey affiliate program, it's everything done for you. You will have, a plaque saying affiliated with NHCG Trichology. Isn't that awesome? You have that plaque. You're able to have access to everything that we do in terms of my therapy. Oh, sorry. Let's go back. In terms of my therapy, in terms of, you have exclusive access to my vendors list, of course. You have exclusive access to free marketing. For instance, if you're posting on social media, I can repost on my own page. There's people that are like, oh, I need a trichologist in Chicago. I don't know a trichologist in Chicago. If you're with our turnkey affiliate program, I literally can just be like, oh, yes, I have a trichologist in Chicago. This is them. I can vouch for their work. They work directly under us. It gives you license to really go on the wave of NHTD trichology success. So that is also on my website as well. Now I'm going to move to the next slide, which is a lot of people have asked me about this one. So you can find all the information on, how I can help you under coaching on my website. Just go to coaching and you see all the information. I'm not here to sell you anything specific, but if you want to take advantage of all that I'm offering there, then please go ahead and do that. So product manufacturing is something that a lot of people ask me about, because we have our own range of products, and they're like, so to be a trichologist, do I need to have my own range? And I'm like, not necessarily, but if you want to, why not? If you want to have your own range of products, well, you have to focus on the following. You have to focus on branding, you have to focus on innovation, you have to focus on ingredients, marketing, and scaling. And I gave a pie chart here so that you can see the important aspects and which are most important, right? So ingredients are the most important things you want to focus on when it comes to product manufacturing, if you ever want to manufacture products. Then you want to focus on marketing, which you guys hate, scaling. Please don't leave if you are going to have any questions, because we have a Q&A coming up very soon. So don't be in a hurry to leave and then miss out on really getting your questions answered, okay? So, as I was saying, we have ingredients, and then we have marketing, and then we have innovation, branding, and scaling. So, that's a good pie chart to use if you really want to make your own products. But this is my caveat: you don't have to make your own products to be a successful trichologist. You don't have to, because most of the times, if you're not in charge of formulations, if you're not in charge of really being able to substantiate the claims behind the formulas while you're doing products, it can be a very expensive and tricky experience because you're there, buying a growth oil from like a private label. You don't know the quantity of the different oils they've mixed together. And now you are having all these issues with people complaining about this or that because you've made these claims. So having your own line of products is great if you're able to be in charge of the form. I formulate every single product that you see with my label on it. I do my own version, and then I work with a top tier lab to fine tune it and mass produce. But all the formulas are mine. So if you're able to do that, that is great. For that, you need extra education, continued education. You need to get some kind of formulation training, which is something that I did. And so you can be able to work with a lab or a chemist, or you can private label. And if you private label, then just make them really generic products that don't really have any claims, shampoo, conditioner, and just make them simple line, a simple, less complicated line. But I definitely wanted to put this caveat just to avoid people from spending all that time making products and not having, the results, or investing that money and not being able to make a profit. You don't have to have products to be a trichologist. You can key in line with someone who has products like us. You can say, I exclusively use NHCD trichology products in my salon. Crazy thing is, in my salon suites, I have people who are purchasing our serum and using it. Regular hairstylist. I have another stylist. I think she's in Memphis. She orders our salon size of our serum. She uses it. So you can, be in line with a stylist, and you don't have to make your own products, is what I'm trying to say. Now, advantages of having a product line you stick to outweigh the disadvantages. Why do I say this? If you have a product line you stick to, and okay, maybe my client has seborrheic dermatitis or dry scalp. She's been using this serum because this is a serum I said she should keep using. She's not using this serum today, that serum tomorrow, that one. She's using this serum. Then you can now know, okay, maybe there may be something in the formula that is causing this, or that is not elevating this issue, or that I need to tweak. But if you're allowing them use different things, my clients, I don't force them, but most of them have switched to NHCD trichology products. I don't need to force them. They just see, they love the way their hair feels when they come, and they want to keep it that way. So that's a great way to make sure you're really following them through the process. So there are more advantages in sticking to a specific product line than disadvantages. Now, let's talk about growth projections. This is the exciting part, and we're almost done, guys. So don't go anywhere. We have just 2 slides left. So, growth projections. First year of becoming a trichologist, what are you doing? You're setting up your practice. You're creating your business model, your 6 assets, never forget them. You're building awareness. That's what you should be focused on. You might not have your social media going on so great by the first year, right? You're still really setting up. You're buying equipment. You're really getting the skill sets. That's your first year focus. Second year focus, you're moving to awareness, credibility. Record keeping is a must. Before and after pictures, you start to share those. You start to contribute in articles. I've contributed in articles on Ipsy, on different like beauty articles, on hair care. They'll be like certified trichologist, Dabs Ogboru says, do this, do this, do that. That gives you credibility. You're carving a niche for yourself. At one point I was gonna do quite a few things at my practice. Like, oh, you want braids? Yeah, come, I'll do braids. Oh, you want twists? Oh yeah, I'll do twists, just because I could do it. No, I told myself I have to carve a niche for myself. So illusion crochet, when it comes to styling, for hair loss especially is something that now I've carved a niche that I do pretty good, you know? So aside from the treating of the scalp and all that, find a niche of something that you do. If you come to me and you say you're going to pay me $1 million for braids, I'm like, I'm not doing braids. Sorry, darling. I'm not doing braids. And I mean like not crochet braids, but like regular braids. So carve a niche for yourself. By your second year, you should start knowing what you really love doing, what you're really good at doing, and focus on doing that. You should start having clients in steady rotation. Okay, my books are full and I'm not even trying to brag. You know, because you've already set it in a place where there's a revolving door. From a consultation, there's follow through, so it's not like you're seeing a client today and you're not seeing her till 3 months time. So I always tell my clients I want to see you at least once a month or twice a month, and they stick to it. For those that are serious, now if you paid $120 to come consult with me, you're serious about sticking to the regimen I give you. So most times they will stick to it. So you tell them, the routine that you want to put them on. So you should have that by your second year. By your third year, you should be sharing testimonials. There's enough time for testimonials. Don't start sharing testimonials in your first year, because then you're coming off as, I'm not saying if you have testimonials, do that, right? But when you start really getting the testimonials are when you've had enough time. Like one of my clients, she drove all the way from Dallas to see me. And she said the reason why she drove from Dallas was because she had been following me for a long time, and she saw how I'd had clients for a year, for 8 months, 6 months, and I was showing their progress. And she was like, oh, this woman, these people are sticking with her. So you need to have that type of time, right? So in your third year, you should have plenty of those testimonials. You have your client books should be filled. You should start hiring competent staff. Oh my God. I'm looking for staff. Currently looking. If you're in the Houston area and you're interested in a trichology career and you think you can work with me, please reach out by my email. I'm going to share that at the end of this presentation. So competent staff and expanding your reach. So you should be expanding your reach by your third year. By your fourth year and beyond, girl, you're getting to authority status. Okay, people are looking like, I know that name, NHT Trichology. Yes, yes, yes. That is authority status levels. Brand awareness should be at an all-time high. It should be in place. You should start collaborating with, other people doing great things in the industry, and impactful work that speaks for itself. We're not trying to market here. We're doing work that speaks for itself. That is the growth projection. And if you want to take a screenshot or want to refer back to it, you can always do that. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's move on to our second to the last slide. I'm saying the sky is your starting point, okay? With trichology, with any career where you're invested, where you're dedicated, the sky is your starting point. Our work is the feel good, deep down in your soul type of work. It's the type of work that people are like, yes, this person made me feel good about myself. I look in the mirror, I'm not ashamed. I know that there's a game plan. I might not have my hair back, but at least there's a game plan in motion. So that is the type of work you should be giving out. Open up your heart, sorry, there's a mistake there, to your clients, let them in, and watch your practice thrive and grow. Time for Q&A, guys. Time for Q&A. So I'm going to give Q&A a good 10 minutes or so. Let me know if you have any questions. That is the end of our slides. That's the end. That's the last slide for today. Let me know if you enjoyed this webinar. Diva Body, you say, now I wish you were already certified. I mean, if you're not already certified, you know how I can help you. If you're already certified, the turnkey affiliate program, I would love to have more trichologists that I'm working with. So Q&A, time for Q&A. Please leave your questions in the comments and I will be happy to answer and help you out as we round this up. Let me know. Any questions out there? Going, going, going. Going, going, going. Let me look through the comments if there's anything I can touch on. Is anybody out there trying to get their products made as well as, thanks for the information. You're very welcome, Athram Naturals. Do you have any questions for me? Comments, observations? Are you trying to start a hairline? Or you're just sticking to, being a trichologist? What are we trying to do? Yes. So, time for Q&A. While I wait for Q&A, this is my email, support@thenhcgtrichology.com. Please feel free to reach out to me by email. That's the way to reach out. Or you visit our website, www.thenhcgtrichology.com. Or you can give us a call, 346-646-4296. Leave us a message if we don't pick, or you can check us out on Instagram at NHCG Trichology. These are ways to reach us, and I'm just so excited because I believe that a lot of more people will come across this webinar. So if you are coming across late, beyond today, I welcome you to reach out to me, send me an email, tell me you just watched my webinar, and I'll be happy to help you in any way, shape, or form. If you guys have any questions, please. Thank you. You said amazing. Thank you so much. Afro Naturals, where are you? Are you in what part of the world are you in? So this webinar is for worldwide, okay? You could be in India, Australia, Nigeria, wherever you are. And all of these points, the 6 assets, will be relevant to you. And so you could access my help wherever you are in the world. How long did it take for you to feel comfortable with treating clients and scalp issues? Clients' hair and scalp issues. So I would say when I started, when my business model was structured to where I had these therapies. Before it was like, okay, I do the consultation. She's telling me she's having all these issues. I'm like, okay, how am I going to help? Like, it was so much pressure. Like, what am I going to do to, really elevate the stress that the person was going through? But I would, maybe say, come back in and wash there, and I was more like monitoring their issue. Now, when I now created the therapies, I'm going off of the scientific research of these therapies. I'm going off of, the clinical studies on these therapies. So I'm now confident to say, what, if I do microneedling for the next 6 months, these are the expectations that I have for your hair. Or if you come in every single month for a scalp detox, exfoliation, blah, 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 this is how your hair will improve. This research is out there. All you need to do is go and research these therapies. So until I started having until I got my therapy structured to where I know specific things that I'm offering, that is how I built my confidence. Okay. And I always tell them, you're not going to come to me one time and have your scalp issues gone. Boop. I'm not a magician. I'm not a microwave. You got to give me time, figure you out, figure out what's going on your scalp. Okay. And then we can move from there. Have you experienced difficult clients? Oh, that's a beautiful question. Haven't we all? Human beings are very special, and I love this question. So that goes to asset number 1, right? How to be personable and attention to detail, your personality. My personality is one where I'm not confrontational, but I'm very direct. Okay, so I'm quite direct. So if you know how I feel about something, and I've actually had myself have to do in my mind before I've addressed the client. So a specific client, I'm going to just summarize. She came in, booked a consultation, and it was one of the consultations that included like a thyroid test. Was it a thyroid test? But it was one of my holistic consultation. That consultation, the price is $250, and it was a blood and mineral analysis consultation. Yes. So she books the consultation, she pays for the consultation, she comes for the consultation. We do the consultation. I send the results, and she comes back and she's like, "Why didn't you take my blood? Why didn't you take my blood?" Um, that was such an expensive price for something you didn't even take my blood. Anyway, she was so aggressive. And I was like, I had to take a deep breath because on my website where she booked, it's clearly written exactly what we're doing. We're going to take your hair sample, not blood. I don't deal with blood. You know, I'm a trichologist. I'm not a lab technician or a doctor or anything. So I was like, we are not, I wrote it down there. It's very clear. I'm going to take your hair sample, send it to a lab, and not your blood. And she was like, oh, but why was it so expensive? I was like, because it was. I know my worth. I know how much time I'm spending. So, I mean, it's so you have to be able to be calm, to express yourself, and make them know that you know what you're talking about. And if they choose to accept it, fine. If they choose not to accept it, that's all right too. So do you know she ends up apologizing, saying, "I'm so sorry, I came at you so aggressively. I didn't mean to. Sometimes I get so frustrated with my hair." I just said, I get it. But if I had come back with the fire she was coming at me with, would have just been hitting our heads there. So that's why personality is huge. If you're dealing with difficult clients, you have to just take a deep breath and know that they say the client is always right. So just kind of from that perspective, be very patient and really hear them out, make them feel comfortable. I came late. I think there's gonna be a rewatch. You definitely. I hope I can save it. You better save. But yes, I hope I was able to answer that question properly. Anthro Naturals. Um, always proceed with love. Always proceed with care. Always proceed with patience. Put yourself in other people's shoes, and I'm sure you'll be able to handle clients as well. So, guys, this was a wonderful 20. What is this? I don't know how many minutes this was, but it was wonderful, a wonderful time. I hope you enjoyed this webinar. I'm hoping there'll be a playback so you can watch and you can really gain insights to how to become a um, a trichologist, and if it's something you want to be, if it's something you want to do in the future, if it's something you're already in, how to become a better trichologist. I want more and more people to know about trichology. It's my mission, and I'm really excited to see how many people, take advantage of all that I'm offering under my coaching services, and also how many people get the help that they need, because we are needed. We are needed in the beauty industry. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope to be in touch again. This is my information. That's my email. That's my website. That's my phone. That's my Instagram. And thank you so much. Thank you. All right, guys. So I'm gonna sign out now. Take care. Bye. Okay. Bye bye. Which trichology course will you recommend? That will have to be a coaching call, because I have to know what aspects, where you are, what aspects of trichology you're really trying to focus on, and just more extensive, more insight as to what you're trying to achieve. So let me know. Reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you. All right. Thank you so much. That's the end. Take care. Have a great week, guys. Go out, be good, be kind, and God bless. Bye bye.